Welcome, Mansheri. Thank you for your presence on this channel. This is my very first video. You can call me Qwan. And this channel is called Chinnamasta Chintan, which means egoless contemplation. There's a deeper meaning and a story why this channel is called Chinnamasta Chintan, but that's a story for another time, and maybe I'll make a separate video about it. But before we even begin and dive deeper into this, let's all take a deep breath, just one single conscious breath, and see its miracle. Do it now. Thank you. I hope you guys did that, because the breath is the portal, is the gateway, is the tool that was given to us ever since we arrived on planet Earth, ever since we were born, to find our stillness and center before we engage in any activity. And so this particular conscious breath has single-handedly improved the quality of our energy exchange through this video. And so it's going to be a powerful interaction between you and I through the fabric of time and space. Now, as I was saying, my name is Qwan, and I'm here to act as a guide through the medium of tarot and psychic insights, and to get deeper to the truth, to realize the truth, to whatever you call it, spiritual awakening or ascension or self-actualization, tasting the divine, tasting the nectar, experiencing the sacred union, falling in love with the singularity, going back to the source, coming home, experiencing the divine, the kingdom of heaven, whatever name you call, whatever label you put on it per your religious or spiritual beliefs. It doesn't matter, we are all walking to the same source destination. And so this is me, through this channel, trying and making an attempt to help all those souls who are on a similar path and could make use of whatever topics we discuss and whatever guidance that comes up through tarot on these channels. And I'm not a guru or a spiritual seeker myself, or even a psychotherapist, so the insights and opinions shared here are not absolute and should not be considered in absolute sense. One must always trust their own intuition, and I believe that this video will anyways attract the ones with that level of self-awareness. I'm putting it out in the universe. That's what I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting high vibe soul searchers, really on the path of transcending the 4D into 5D, and deeper souls who are not just looking for tarot as using it as a basis of prediction, but using it to test out their own energies, and using it as a medium to connect with the universe and infinite consciousness. So if that's who you, if you clicked on this video, that's who you are. So first of all, you're rocking awesome. So congratulations about that. All right. So as you've seen the title and you clicked on it, it's called The Dark Night of the Soul. Guidance. Now, what is Dark Night of the Soul? Now, by now, one thing is common. The word that comes up is pain and suffering. So if you're going through Dark Night of the Soul, and I think you are, because you clicked on this video out of curiosity, so you must be going through something extremely painful. But that's not just the only parameter through which we can gauge if someone is going through their dark night of the soul, and hence this discussion. Else I would just assume that you guys are in pain and that's your dark night of the soul, so let's just do a reading about it. No. It's a kind of a spiritual crisis. It's a spiritual depression. It's called spiritual depression because it looks like clinical depression, because symptoms kind of are very similar. You might have lost partial or total interest in 3D activities, getting out of the bed or brushing your teeth or socializing and engaging in small talks with people, worrying about concepts of a marriage, or even competing and participating in the rat race, your ideologies about love and connection and friendships and the hierarchy of a family system, everything, even your career paths, who you used to be versus what you're becoming now. It's all up for a toss. It's all up in the air. So it's kind of an existential crisis, and you're questioning for the first time your entire belief system. But so what's the goal of this thing? So the goal of this journey, it's not for nothing. You're going through experiencing this dark night of the soul, the absolute uncertainty, the absolute nothingness, because the ego has to die. These layers and layers of the ego that one has accumulated upon themselves, which takes them further and further away from the truth, and further disconnected from themselves and their own center, has to be shed. And the dark night of the soul is specifically a period, it seems like a dark tunnel. One is walking through it, there is no light, there is very minimal guidance, and one develops their own intuition in the process. One questions everything external in 3D, in material reality, and stops allocating meaning to that, and sometimes doesn't even replace a new meaning. There's only removal in this phase. There's a lot of destruction that happens in this phase so that new can be created. This is the path of the union with divine, with God, aka infinite consciousness. And it's a path of self-realization, self-actualization. And it could be very short or a very long period in one's life, but this is definitely like a marker period during which you will say, oh, my life before so and so and my life after so and so is different, completely a drastic 360 from what you used to be. So another marker for this is it usually is triggered by a specific painful event in someone's life. Maybe a breakup or a marriage fallout, divorce, or death of someone's child, or death of a close personal loved one, or a financial breakdown, crisis of some kind, or general reputation collapse of some kind. Or maybe you invested your energy into creating and curating a life of your dreams, and when you reach the top of the dream, you realize that none of that means anything for you. None of this holds any significance, and you're not truly happy. So there's a sense of ultimate despair and sense of ultimate detachment from whatever it is that was working for you previously in the third dimension. And so now you're questioning that if this is not it, then what is it? What is it am I missing? And so you sometimes subconsciously put yourself on this path of suffering by denying everything that was working for you previously. And through denial comes a lot of discomfort, aka suffering. And sometimes the universe just does that to you, and sometimes you do it to yourself. Either way, the journey remains the same, kind of similar for everybody, with minor details changed here and there. I mean, the causality is changed, but the experience kind of leads to only one and one truth. That is the absolute truth. And your connection with self becomes deeper and deeper. So if you're going through this difficult, critical time where you're questioning everything, and nothing is certain, everything is uncertain, everything is dark, up in the air, you don't know where you're headed, this tarot reading will sort of act like a pointer. And mind you, it will only act like a pointer. No tarot reader, no psychic guide or guru at this point of time in life can tell you, do A, don't do B, because this is your dark night of the soul, and nobody, no human on earth can solve this mystery for you. The path that you are on is only yours to be experienced, and you should be selfish about it. It should be yours to be experienced, felt, and then when you come out of the other side of the tunnel into pure light, you become a completely different person. But you're also self-made at that point. There's a lot of empowerment that happens through this process. So this tarot reading will act like a pointer, like a nudge, like a little bit of a whisper from the universe, so to speak. Because otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on the video. If you clicked on the video, that means this guidance is for you. So don't deny that either. Use it and use your discretion to apply it wherever you can in your life. So we have 2 piles here. Pile A, pile number 1, actually not A, pile number 1 and pile number 2. Usually I see in a lot of tarot readings, people put a lot of effort into the choice, So they put crystals there, they put images there, they put whatnot, the objects of choice, and they beautify it. Actually, it doesn't matter if really you're going through a dark night of the soul. None of that shit is like relevant to you. So let's get down to business. Use your intuition. You will know one pile will call out to you. It's either 1 or it's 2. That's why I didn't even want to create too many options like 1, 2, 3 or 4, which is usually the case in the tarot readings. It doesn't matter, you only have to pick one. And also, if you're drawn to pick both the piles, that means there's guidance of some kind in both the piles for you. So by all means, go ahead and choose. And good luck with your reading. I hope the messages that are meant for you reach you. So this is for all of you who chose number 1. And first of all, I would just like to say I love you guys. This reading is anyways for the dark night of the soul. So I know that all of you are going through your dark night of the soul, and it's not an easy time, as I mentioned in the intro. So I'm sending you lots of love. I love you, which is the universal truth. The God in me loves the God in you. And I see you. And very shortly, I'm going to be connecting with your energy and sending you messages from the universe, your angels, your spirit guides, whoever you're connecting with, whatever higher energy, higher dimensional beings of unconditional love, and the benevolent beings. So they're all welcome. And I'm sending you a lot of gold and white light and a violet flame of protection around you. So when you listen to this reading, imagine that you're wrapped up in a violet flame of Saint Germain. It's a very powerful protection technique which will help you raise your vibration and prevent any low vibrational energies to come in contact with you or drain you any further during your dark night of the soul. And the same violet flame is protecting me right now as I read your energy. Sometimes the energies pass through the reader, and through reading these difficult energies for you, I might experience that. And so may the higher beings, may my spiritual team protect me from those energies and convey the messages that you're meant to hear. Let's begin. So this is for all those who chose number 1. We'll draw 4 cards to see what's going on in your dark night of the soul. I like shuffling on the camera because it kind of makes me feel like I'm interacting with you guys real time. And also, whatever energy I'm channeling, it smears off on the cards. Overall, it's a good interaction. Okay, we have first card. King of Wands. Been meaning to come out ever since. Take the second card. 5 of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. One more. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Bottom of the deck, we have Death card, you guys. Alright, let's read that. So, okay, right off the bat, some of you are going through a major transformation in your life that you have not anticipated. I mean, you guys knew that this dark night of the soul is going to be difficult for you. Maybe you discovered what dark night of the soul is for the first time. Maybe you went through a couple of oracle readings or tarot readings such as these, and maybe you read about psychology, maybe you read about spiritual terms, connected with people on spiritual um, platforms such as Instagram or YouTube or so on and so forth. Maybe you are following certain people so that you can understand what is it that you're going through. And as I read this, I'm feeling a very slow and somber energy. Some of you you're just in the give up mode. You don't feel like getting out of the bed in the morning. You don't feel you feel like there's no points to anything. There is a major despair, which might, I was gonna say depression, but I don't think it's depression, because it's more like um you are drained, you're tired. You get so drained transmuting these energies, understanding these energies, clearing out your past, understanding what's happening, that it drains you out by the end of the day. On the next morning, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. You wake up tired. So maybe you're not eating properly. And by not eating properly, I don't mean that you're starving or anything. Some of you are emotional eating. Emotionally, like maybe some of you are binge eating donuts or cupcakes or pizzas and so on and so forth, or whatever it is that you like. Maybe you're eating North Indian food. I don't know. I don't know. I heard that. Whatever it is, it's not good for you. You know that. You know that. It's not good for you. But you're not willing to drop these words. You still feel like through eating away your pain, somehow you can transmute this energy, you'll gain some energy, maybe you'll get a better insight, maybe it'll make you feel better, you get a high for like a half an hour or an hour or so. Maybe you enjoy the company of the people who along with you eat, just so you can combat loneliness. But once that's done, you're back to square one. And so there's very slow energy. It's as if you're stuck in a time loop. Day after day after day, the same thing is happening, and you feel like you're not progressing. But so let me say this. You are. Because the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly goes through the cocoon phase. And when you look at the cocoon, if you like draw a time lapse, if you record a time lapse video of the cocoon, you will feel like at length for days it seems like nothing's happening. It seems like there's no improvement at all. There's no improvement whatsoever. There's the same thought, same pain, same emotions, same tears, about the same stories and the same hurt that you experienced. Similar conversations with the people you're having, maybe. And so you feel like you're not able to transmute that. So, first advice is, I mean, I'm not at the advice phase right now, but what I'm hearing is, what I'm seeing basically is, you'll have to, don't eat your ego away. Your ego is telling you that resorting to those old patterns, or maybe, oh, life is so hard on me, at least I can have good food. Don't give yourself this bullshit excuse, because it's not leading you anywhere. And some of you are holding grudges against the people who have hurt you. Now, maybe you are right, maybe not. We will not go into the details of that. But we are here to discuss your dark night of the soul. So, this is telling me the main resistance key point in your dark night of the soul is the grudges that you're holding against people. Maybe it was your friends who hurt you, who didn't turn out to be your best friends, or maybe there's a little bit of an immature energy here. Refusing to grow up. The wisdom is waiting for you, the transformation is waiting for you. See, the King of Wands is here. In the end of everything, this is the energy you'll be embodying. So you can choose this energy where you're passionately, single-handedly focused on your creative endeavors, and you're not draining yourself by holding the swords up in a lost battle. You're not willing to accept something. Maybe you did some mistakes, maybe you ventured into something, maybe you took some decisions in the past, but those decisions didn't turn out to be in your best interest, and now you're realizing that maybe it was a mistake, but your ego is telling you stories, or you yourself are telling yourself stories like, oh no, there are no mistakes, there are only lessons, and it wasn't a waste of time, and maybe it taught me so and so, blah blah blah. Okay, all right. Do you want to hear that we agree with you? We agree with you. But you have to, at some point, drop that sword, accept it, that it did not work out, whatever it was. Maybe it was a love interest, or maybe a new job situation, or a new project, a new friendship that you were looking forward to. Any idea or project that you thought that you would have been successful at. Failed, accept it, and you will not have to resist anymore. See all these wands in the background? Those are the wands that this person has endured. The wounds the person has endured and also transmuted at some capacity, at some level. But there's this last wand that this person is not willing to let go of. Even in the Five of Swords also, it's like that. It's something you're not willing to let go of. You're saying, that happened, this happened, blah happened. I forgave that person. I moved on from that situation. I moved from one city to another. I made those compromises. I did this, I did that. All right. Kudos to you. Congratulations about that. But there is this last, final sword and the wand that you have to let go of. You have to drop it, like you did with the other ones. Learn from yourself. You are your own best teacher. Whatever you did in the past that worked for you, do it one more time. Come on, you're tired, I know that, but just one more time. Don't give up right at the very end of it. Right at the very end of it. A lot of people give up right before their breakthrough. You are right before. This is right before your breakthrough. If you drop this happens. The total annihilation of your ego self. Whatever stories you had put up to protect yourself or to hurt yourself or to whatever it is, to keep reliving those past traumas and memories in your head, and whatever it is, just if you drop it, you transform into the butterfly and then you fly off. And a lot of wisdom comes. A lot of wisdom comes pouring in, like it's the clog in the drain. That last thing is stuck. Once that is moved out of the way, it floods the water, like with so much noise and clarity and speed and bubbles and everything. There's just fresh water about to come through the pipes. Don't clog them. Don't be stubborn about it. Don't be stubborn about it. And what's beneath to that is the Temperance. So there is spiritual help. There is your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, your own higher self. your future self, your animal spirits, whoever it is, these energies are working with you to protect you. They're asking you to create that balance. Look at this lady in the picture holding 2 cups in the hand and trying to play with alchemy. Those are your angels. When you get down, they try to help you transmute that low vibration into high vibration, but they can only do so much. You have to give them the permission for this to happen, the ultimate transformation. How? Don't look back. Let bygones be bygones. What's lost is lost. Don't have an ego about it. Don't keep fighting just for the sake of it, because you invested too much. Investment. Some people continue fighting because they invested so much of their time in the wrong battle that now they'll cut a sorry face if at this point they quit. Don't. You can change your path anytime you want if you think the path is not lucrative anymore. It's not lucrative anymore. This is the universe telling you it's not lucrative anymore. And so when you do that, your final wound is also going to heal. And the slow energy will be transmuted. You'll not feel like you don't have any power anymore. You're tired. You'll not feel like that anymore. And you'll be able to embody this King of Wands energy. Alright? So that's what's going on. Maybe some of you have daddy issues, like father wounds. If you don't know much about it, try and Google what father wounds are, what daddy issues are. Issues with authoritative figures. Maybe your father was absent growing up, so you got into those relationships in which you're looking for a male authoritative parental figure. Maybe in your boss, in your partner, in your brother, whoever it is. And that's causing you, that caused you your dark night of the soul. That's the final wound that you're trying to heal. Okay. So that's what's going on with you guys. There's lizard spirit. If you see lizards around you, that's the universe giving you a confirmation, giving you a push and nudge in the direction of transformation. Transformation is the theme of your dark night of the soul. You're supposed to transform. You're supposed to drop and shed the old skin. So when you see a lizard spirit around you, a lizard crawling by you, I don't know where you live, but in tropical regions it's fairly common. In Asia, it's fairly common. So if you see something like that, that's what spirit is telling you, or the universe is trying to tell you, give you the message to drop all resistance. Whatever you're doing in that moment, drop the resistance and work towards your transformation. So what are the lessons? Let's find out what lessons you're supposed to learn during this dark night of the soul. What specific lessons? Okay, we have 1, 2 more. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is an interesting one. Wow. So as I was saying, this is definitely a father wound for some of you. It's a father wound. So I'm hearing multiple messages, but let's just begin with the first one. So the lessons that you have to learn is to learn how to surrender. As I said, what did I tell you guys about dropping the swords and dropping the wand? Not worrying about the speed, willing to be transformed. Sorry, you guys. Second. Okay. So this is teaching you surrender. Something you can't change, you have to accept. And a major ego death is involved in that process. And you'll be better off at the end of it. This is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like it is right now. But it's gonna make you a more calm and stronger human being. Nothing will bother you in future if you survive this time. It'll be like this person is hanging from the tree upside down and he doesn't mind it. Sometimes I read teachings from Jiddu Krishnamurti. He used to say, he had his final sermon where people asked him, "Sir, what's your Jiddu Krishnamurti, by the way, is an ancient 19th century sage from India, and very wise. So I'm telling an anecdote from one of his sermons. So he came to the sermon and he said, "You guys want to know what my secret is? How I am so happy and peaceful at all times?" And everybody was like, "Yeah, we waited so long for this, master, Guruji, or sir, please tell us." And so he said, "I don't mind whatever happens." And that's it. So this person hanging upside down from the tree. But look at his head. His head is illuminated. He's so wise. He knows he cannot be right side up, so he's upside down. And he doesn't mind it. He knows how to maneuver, how to control his breath during this time of surrender. He's not fighting that final sword or fighting that final wand which is going to keep hurting him. No, he's healing. Even if he's healing upside down, he's still healing. So this person is very intelligent, as you can see. This is a wise person. This is the lesson. You're gonna be so wise coming out of this. You have no idea. This is attachment. Literally. Look at this. Two people. The two people. Now this is a card of divine love, an unconditional love, a true bond. But this is a card of attachments. So maybe you had a partnership. Some of you are on the twin flame journey. I refrain from using this phrase a lot because there's so much that goes into the concept of twin flames, and maybe I'll make another video about this. I'll explain what twin flames are and twin flame journey is and what's the relevance of that and how to not confuse between false twins and real twin flames and soulmates and all of that. But as of now, for the pile 1, whoever chose number 1 option, you guys could be in a twin flame journey and are in separation right now. And you're experiencing these chains of attachment that you have to let go of. When you learn how to love without attachment, you find the divine love. This is the higher love, the love of the 5th dimension. Attachment is not love. Attention is not love. This time is teaching you what true love is, what actual love is. And this cup ultimately is the cup that you give to yourself, and the attachment breaks. The devil goes. The devil is basically your ego telling you that you need another person to complete you, to be your home. But in this process of surrender, you gain your own respect and your own love so much that you look in the mirror and give that cup to yourself. You master the art of self-love and healing. You fall in love with the divine, and that divine is none other than you yourself. There is God realization here. This is the 5th dimensional way of being. Actual, true love realized. Once you do that, the devil falls off. The surrender is complete and illumination happens. This is proper awakening happening for you guys. Congratulations. It's painful, I know. But that's the path. The path is through pain. Okay, so you can maneuver these energies by following some right practices, some advices. Let's see, what advice do we have for you? Oh my god. I was just talking about fifth dimension. This card says fifth dimension. Guys, you're not meant to act petty. The little human me, the hurt me. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm not mocking you. I'm not mocking you. I'm mocking myself as much as I'm mocking you. So, and that's not real. That's not the real version of you. Your real self is in fifth dimension. It's already transcended the 4D into the 5D. But your ego self wants to drag you back into 3D. And it's ego's protective mechanism, but you don't need it. So we'll read this for you. So let's just pull two more. Contentment. When you truly surrender, you don't mind what happens. When you don't mind what happens, you experience true contentment in the present moment. We'll read more about this, but let me arrange them first. One more. Let's see. 12 chakras. Sorry. There is awakening. There is DNA activation initiation for a lot of you. I feel like you guys will go through another dark night of the soul in the future. And that's going to be another, that's very specific for some people that I'm channeling. I see another dark night of the soul. That's going to be level 2 initiation. But for level 1, there's a definite DNA upgrade happening for you guys. Your 12 chakras are going to be aligned, and 5th dimension is going to be, you're going to be initiated in 5th dimension. Like, my throat chakra is so activated right now as I tell you all this. Okay. So we'll read the advice. Let's see what 5th dimension says. If you drew this card, your guidance is to ask yourself, how would you like to be treated, and act towards others accordingly. For example, if you want someone to see your side of an argument, make sure you listen to theirs. This enables you to maintain a higher perspective on life, which will help you rise into the 5th dimension. And so you should act towards others as you would like to be treated. So don't be in this energy. Would you like someone to hold a grudge on you forever? No. You would expect them to forgive you, give you benefit of the doubt, and if situation gets really worse, then just let go and move on. So this card is telling you to treat people how you would want them to be treated. And don't give a counter argument. Oh no, they're a piece of shit, they were bullshit, they treated me like shit. No, you treat them first how you want them to treat you. And that breaks the chain. Otherwise, an eye for an eye makes everyone blind. If they throw rocks at you, you throw roses at them. That confuses your opponent. Either they quit or they make peace with you. You getting it? So be smart about it. Contentment. Satisfaction. This card suggests that it is time to experience a well-deserved feeling of satisfaction. Accept yourself as you are and acknowledge all your good qualities and gifts, and breathe in quiet contentment. This will enhance your feelings of well-being and attract more harmonious situations to you. So be content as you are. So I think we said enough about this during the Hanged Man discussion. Be content as you are. When you're completely content as you are, you unlock the power of the Hanged Man. It's a major arcana, by the way. It's a life-altering lesson. No situation bothers you going forward. You will be satisfied. You will learn how to achieve satisfaction no matter what happens, what's going on. You'll find the eye of the storm, no matter how big a storm is, and you'll be able to anchor yourself in that center, in the eye of the storm, and illuminate yourself. Completely satisfied with what's going on. That's a sign of a wise person. 12 chakras. Potential. Again, let me tell you, your potential. You are reminded that you have enormous untapped spiritual and psychic powers. By relaxing deeply, you can start to activate your cellular knowledge and bring back the wisdom you held in Atlantis. Your guidance is to access this potential, find time and space to become quiet and still so that you can remember who you truly are. So when too much agitation happens, when the bonds of attachment get stronger, when those wounds are stronger and poking and hurting, instead of numbing yourself through food or anything else, any other coping mechanism, meditate and find time for quiet contemplation. Listen to high vibe music or solfeggio frequency, like 432 hertz or 528 hertz for healing and transformation. And or maybe do a chakra meditation. You can YouTube, find ton of free meditations on YouTube. So help yourself and do that, and it will help you align your chakras, instantly raise your vibration, get you out of that rut, and put you in alignment where you can successfully and peacefully make that necessary sacrifice and be content while doing it. And that in turn will give you the gift of these all these 12 chakras and unlock your psychic abilities in that process. Some of you are working with your intuition, are already psychic, and that's what pain does. Pain is the master magician. It gives you it comes, but it gives you powers, so you can tap into those powers. Now let's see what's working for you. What energies in the universe are working for you right now? Let's see that quickly. I love these cards. These are yogic paths from the yogic paths oracle. What energies are working for you? We have sattva. And we have Satya. Wow. Look at the artwork. I love this deck. So we have Sattva. This is what's working for you, okay, under that category. So Sattva is the card which says which means basically, it's a Sanskrit term which means purity. So okay, so this reading I initially felt a lot of resistance, but for some of you, I think you're already doing the work, so I'm clapping for you. Hats off. This work is not easy. I recognize it, I acknowledge it, the universe recognizes it, and so that's why they're helping you with this. You fairly begun the process of letting go, truly. Deep down, you know that's what you have to do. So you started doing it, and that's great. And so the universe is helping you to purify your own thoughts as you go forward. See, there are two ways of letting go. The first is you let go of the person, you forgive them, and you move on. The other is you let go of the thoughts about the person. You don't have to forgive that person anymore in that capacity, in that respect. It sounds counterintuitive, but that's how it is. It's like I don't think about the person anymore. That the person doesn't exist anymore. I get the lessons and I move on. Maybe they were right, maybe they were wrong. Maybe I was right, maybe I was wrong. It doesn't matter anymore because that chapter is done and dusted. And so I'm going to grab the lessons and I'm going to move on from that. And that becomes a very pure way of thinking. Any time you think shit about the person, you lower your vibration. And so this is telling you that you are not engaging in that kind of thought process anymore. Maybe some of you have cleaned your diet, maybe you have quit sugar, maybe you are eating more vegetables and eating more healthy, and like pumpkin seeds or chia seeds and all of those things, maybe protein intake. Your overall diet has been rejuvenated. That's great. And each time a low vibrational thought comes in, you transmute it to a high vibrational thought, and that's what's going to work for you. That's what's working for you. Every time you do that, that's what brings you into high energy. And this is the card of Satya. So this is basically, Satya again is a Sanskrit word which means truthfulness, truth. And so you're becoming more and more authentic with yourself. You're telling yourself the truth more than you've ever told that to yourself before. Sometimes we put ourselves into those characters and roles so much so that we forget who we were and we start behaving like that character, that because of a relationship or because of certain situation or a coping mechanism, character, that because of a relationship or a situation or a coping mechanism we put ourselves into a role, and then we stuck to the role. We got so loyal to the role that we began taking the role too seriously and started lying to ourselves, and that's what's detrimental to the soul. The soul depletes when that happens. So you're telling yourself the truth, and this says as long as you continue the process of understanding, unlearning, and evolving, you become a bodhi, and the bodhi is an awakened person. So this definitely is a part of awakening for you guys. So many layers will be shed that have been placed upon you by societal conditioning, and through this shedding you're finally feeling the truth's bare skin as you place your fingers upon your face, and you're finally becoming yourself for the first time in your life. So congratulations, this is monumental work. This is monumental work, this whole reading. A1. I'm proud of you. So that's your reading. Okay, so this is for all those who chose number 2 as an option for their pile. And let's begin by saying, I love you, mon chéri, mi amor. Thank you for choosing pile 2. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, and whenever you're listening to this video is timeless. So whenever you're listening to this, I understand that you're going through your dark night of the soul, and I respect you for it. This doesn't happen to everybody. So it happens to a lot of us, but not to everybody. So you're a part of the collective which goes through the dark night of the soul, gets initiated, experience spiritual growth and awakening. So I welcome you to the club and tell you that I love you. I love you, I do. Wow. Let's begin. This is for pile 2, and let me tell you that I love shuffling on the camera. I think that it's a good exchange of energy that happens, and my own intention and my own channeling gets enmeshed with yours. Oh, and before I begin, I did an exercise, a short little sweet exercise, but a very powerful one with pile number 1, whoever chose pile number 1. So it said, it goes like, experience a violet flame, experience, imagine, however you want to imagine it. Imagine a violet flame surrounding you and wrapping you in its positivity, in its warmth, in its violet color. And that's the flame that protects you from the low vibrational duck-ups and any low vibrational entities. It keeps you in higher vibration so you can receive this reading and the messages in the reading in the highest, most refined form possible that you're meant to hear them from. And I protect myself in the violet flame as well, so that I don't, while channeling your energy, I don't drain myself too much, and I'm able to channel this for you. We have 999 hertz shamanic healing music playing in the background. So this reading is very powerful. It's going to be really powerful. First card. What's going on? Hmm. Bottom of the deck. Oh, you guys. You have 10 of cups, as you can see. So it's a very positive card in general. In a general reading, when a positive question is asked, it's a very positive question. But in this reading, the question is, what's going on with whoever is watching pile number 2 during their dark night of the soul? So I can see that many of you are struggling with some family issues. Maybe estrangement from your immediate family. Maybe you're the black sheep of your family. Maybe there's a major gap in conversation, communication. You are on some other plane altogether, and your family is on another plane, and you're highly misunderstood. And so you feel trapped because of which. But see, this is not the whole story. So I'm getting a lot of downloads. Excuse me. I'm trying to process which story to pick from all that I'm getting. So first of all, even before this, let's talk about this. So we spoke about some family issues at hand. So there is a lot of resistance from your end as well. You're not opening up to them as they would want you to. Maybe you think you're assuming that they wouldn't understand. Maybe you're keeping certain things to yourself. Maybe you are struggling alone with your. Maybe it's not to blame you. It's something. It's like it is what it is. So there are certain issues which you cannot share with your family honestly, and you're keeping them close to your heart. You're sitting on top of them, and that has brought some kind of a gap between you and your own immediate family members. It could also be your own immediate uh, friend circle. Maybe something you're going through solo, you're going through it alone, you're putting up a facade in front of them, and you're not sharing your own thoughts with them in absolute transparency. And that's caused you to feel isolated, restricted, trapped alone with yourself in a prison, as if there is no escape, as if no one's coming to give you a glass of water, even. Nobody's understanding you. And yes, this has led to misunderstandings because you're not being completely transparent with them. So they are not open minded as well to give you the benefit of the doubts to understand in any capacity what's going on with you. And so there is this battle of the egos because you are in resistance, so they are in resistance too. And so it creates a very trap mindset in both the parties. So they are suffering as much as you are suffering, but you are going through a dark night of the soul, and this reading is about you, so we focus on your energy. So you're looking at this is self-reflection. So even though you're trapped, so pile 1 was pretty heavy and intense. This is less intense than that because you already have a certain level of self-awareness. Maybe it's your second dark night of the soul. Maybe the first one happened a couple years back and you learned how to maneuver your way through it, and that's why you are not communicating, not telling your sob story to everybody. You know that it's only for you and yourself alone to look at your issues and work on them. It's nobody else's job. So you're spending all your time looking at these issues and working on them. You don't want another's participation. So when you know this, when you know that's the case, when you know you alone can review your progress report and understand how far you have come, what's working, what's not working, which path to take, which coins to drop. When you know that you have to do the work, then why do you keep going in this energy from time to time? Because you are a human being. So stop being so hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're way too critical of your own self. You judge yourself way too much. There's something you're going through. You don't want to tell it to people. You want to keep it to yourself. You want to go through it alone. You sometimes feel trapped. You feel inadequate. You feel there is no way out. And because you've distanced yourself from people so much, distanced yourself from people so much that now you know that nobody is even bothering to ask what's going on with you. When earlier they were, but you weren't willing to tell them. So now it creates a false sense of the feeling that, oh, nobody understands me, nobody's there to help me, I have to do it all by myself, even though you've chosen this. You've chosen this. So when you've chosen this isn't true. It's an either or situation. If this is true, this isn't true. So don't feel this. You want to eat your cake and have it too. You want to feel both. You want to feel this as well as you want to feel this. You want to wallow, but you also want to be solo. You're not being authentic to yourself. Stop with the self-pity. You chose this. You are fixated on a particular idea. You see the hand coming out of the cloud. You thought that that was your ticket to freedom, but that kind of dropped. And so what you did, once this pentacle thingy didn't work for you, maybe it was a new relationship, maybe it was a new job opportunity, it was the it thing in your life, it was gonna be the ultimate source of happiness, but it didn't, it dropped. The hand out of the cloud you couldn't walk through the arch, you see the pathway, you couldn't grab the coin, and when you did, you couldn't walk with it. It was too heavy to handle, so you couldn't walk with it through the portal. You got stuck. And so you're looking at what went wrong. You're looking at all the pentacles now. You're getting out of the, you're pulling your drawer, and now you're looking at all the pentacles, because the one pentacle that you were counting on was so heavy, turned out to be so heavy, that now you want to penalize all the other pentacles in your life, so to speak. And you want to grab the other one and hold on to them for dear life. Very high resistance energy, too much resistance. You are your own enemy. But you'll get through this. I see a lot of pentacles here. I don't see enough cups. So your issues are financial. You're going through a financial lesson integration. Maybe there are certain belief systems about the money in your ancestral line. Maybe your poverty, or sudden ups and downs with the money, bad investments have been the story in your great grandfathers and so on, and you don't even know anything about it, but you're carrying the trauma of it. You're playing out the same pattern that your great grandfathers played out in their life in some capacity. And so you have an option, though. You're going through a dark night of the soul. You have an option to break through this pattern so that your generation in future don't have to live out the same pattern. You can heal fully from this once you let go of this resistance and fully see this is good. This is whatever you're doing is good. Because that's why I said you have level of self-awareness which pile 1 did not have. So if you're doing this because you're looking at all your pentacles and you're realizing where did your strategy go wrong, and by self-contemplation, self-reflection, self-inquiry, you will come to the conclusion. You will find that one pentacle that was the that one decision where everything went wrong, and you will be able to resurrect from that and not stay in this energy anymore. Okay, so let's keep it here. Don't worry about this too much. See, we have Hermit beneath this, beneath the 10 of Cups. Don't worry, your family is going to be there for you, even if you are not able to be there for them right now, even if it seems like they are not able to be there for you right now, even if it seems like they don't understand you. The minute you solve your problems, you're going to achieve a flow state and everything is going to fall in place all, automatically. This is something you don't need to worry about, even though seems like that's your main source of pain right now. You're supposed to go solo. You know it intuitively. You chose the right path. So it's okay. Let's see what lessons you're supposed to learn during this time. You're a fucking magician. Pile 2. You guys are fucking magicians. You're very self-aware. You know what's going on. You know what's up. You know the shit in your life to the dot. Okay? Where you go wrong, what challenges you have to, what lessons you have to learn from this. Do not stick to a fairy tale version of a manifestation. Do not fixate on how it's supposed to come true or how it's supposed to play out. When you get too attached to the outcome, too attached to the outcome, that the love of my life will come in wearing a red shirt and red shirt only, you literally harm your manifestation, because maybe he was not supposed to come out in the red shirt, maybe he was supposed to come out in a white shirt. You know what I'm saying? But you restricted that too much that it took longer time to manifest, and you couldn't sustain the vibration for that long, so your vibration dropped and the manifestation never happened. This was the something you tried manifesting, and you put your hand out of the cloud, but it dropped, and so you got stuck. Same message is coming for you. Learn how to manifest. Be flexible in how the whole thing is going to play out. There is rushed energy. You want everything to happen now. You want to lose weight now. In 1 month, maybe you take your weight, measure your weight 10 times a day. No, from morning till evening, your weight's going to stay the same. Maybe a couple of grams here and there, but you're obsessing over it in the wrong direction and wasting all of your energy, while you should be in this energy. Grasp that spark of creativity, whatever it is that you are able to create, whether it's music, art, whether it's poetry, whether you're able to write well, whether you're able to dance, whether you sing, or maybe you are a student, you're working on a project. I don't know, I'm getting a very youngish vibe, even though overall you're emotionally very wise, but you're a new soul, you're not an old soul. So whatever it is, a new project, a new job, a new skill that you're learning, a new language that you are learning, no matter how mundane and small and petty it seems, focus wholeheartedly on it. See, in this, he's still regretting about that one thing that didn't work out. Everything else worked out because you're a fucking magician. You manifested everything else, but this one thing that didn't work out, you're holding that. There are all these wands in the background. Not worried about that. He's not paying attention to them. He's holding this one particular wand in his hand, feeling sad about himself. And what this person is doing, he's taking that wand and riding with it anyway. Turn your wound, turn your pain into creativity. Turn your pain into wisdom. You can do it. That's the lesson. If there is one thing you can take from all this is learn how to turn your pain into wisdom. Learn how to incorporate something that didn't work out for you, which in the long term feels like it was the best thing to have happened to you. You getting it? How can you edit your script? That's up to you. You're capable. You're capable. These are the cards of a person who can manifest whatever the fuck you want. But not until you stay in this energy, and not until you stay in this energy. So your dark night of the soul is not that intense, but it is intense nonetheless. It's always intense, but not that intense. That's a good thing. There aren't too many cups involved, so there is no emotional healing required. But there is a minor financial attitude or perspective that's been given to you from your ancestors, generation after generation. As long as the minute you clear that out from your subconscious, to clear the blockage from your subconscious, you'll start manifesting again. So it's okay. Let's see. What advice do we have for you right now? From the Atlantis deck. Okay. High Priest. Crystal Skulls. Twelve chakras. This came in pile 1 too. So if you were confused between pile 1 and pile 2, watch that as well. Because there is awakening there, that's for sure. So if you are one of those people who are going through a dark night of the soul with both the issues, like the issues of the pile 1 plus the issues of the pile 2, watch both of them. Take the guidance in both the piles and apply it to your life. And the ultimate outcome will be the alignment of your chakras, your 12 chakras, into 5th dimension. That's awesome. If you're able to do that, oh la la. So Crystal Skulls, it says the unknown. Your guidance is that there is a mystery waiting to unfold, for much is yet unknown. See, this is the thing. This is the energy of the person who wants to know everything. Now. He wants to know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Tell me in the reading what's gonna happen. What happens in the end of the dark night of the soul? What happens 5 years from now? 1 year from now? 6 months from now? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? You're too much in this energy. But it's saying you have to be willing to accept the unknown. This one wand, it's the unknown, it's the energy which is unknown. And that one wand will lead you. Okay? Be willing to welcome the unknown. There's a new information that's supposed to come to you, and old memories or ancient wisdom may surface. See, there's an ancestral energy. There is ancestral trauma that you're healing. Okay? There is ancestral trauma that you're healing. This is very important work. Maybe I'll make a video in future about the messages from the ancestors, and you guys should definitely watch that video in the future. But for now, for this reading, you should know that you're healing ancestral trauma. There's a curse that's been going on and has been passed on generation after generation, and it's regarding the money in your family. Maybe your great-grandfathers experienced a lot of poverty, and that changed their soul to the core, and they died of poverty, and that wound passed on to you, and now you're playing out some version of it in your life right now. Meditation. Look at this person. He's looking at the crystal skull. Maybe you should work with the amethyst. The wisdom of the amethyst. ancient wisdom. Your ancestors are trying to tell you something, but they can contact you during your meditation, so don't forget about meditating. And an ancient wisdom may surface to your conscious awareness. Meditation will help you facilitate this. Be conscious about making a decision. You do not have the whole picture. See, unless and until you don't have the whole picture, don't move forward. Hold your cards to your heart. Don't resist, but don't give it all away too. And then don't cry about this. Once you choose to stay in that energy, don't cry about this afterwards. See, you're choosing it. You're empowered. You're not a victim. You don't get to cry once you decide that for yourself. A mystery is waiting for you guys. If you play it right, a lot of wisdom is going to come to you through the crystal skulls. The High Priest. It says leadership. If you pick this card, it suggests that you take command of your life and demonstrate who you truly are. I told you who you truly are. You're not this person. You're this person. You're a fucking magician. And how you're behaving like a... You're a fucking magician. You're a fucking magician, and you're behaving like this little kid lost in the playground. This is not you, okay? So you're called upon to exercise your leadership qualities, to act with integrity, take clear and wise decisions, and to empower others for the highest good of all. It's a time for strong and selfless service. Lead with strength and wisdom. So maybe because you're not communicating with your family much and you're not telling them what's going on, you don't have to take their approval. You can lead them with whatever information you have and act with integrity. Don't become a crybaby in front of them and expect them to completely understand you when you yourself are not telling them what's up. I don't know why this message is coming up over and over. So be a leader. Take ownership of your decisions and lead with strength and wisdom. Don't lead as a victim, okay? That's not pretty. And if you do that, there's 12 chakras initiation for you. 5th dimension. You're reminded that you have enormous untapped spiritual and psychic powers. By relaxing deeply, you can start to activate your cellular knowledge and bring back the wisdom you held in the Atlantis. There's a lot of wisdom that's waiting to come to you. If you guys learn how to play this right, play the cards right, meditate, sit, observe, contemplate, self-inquire, a lot of wisdom is going to unlock for you guys, and you can use that to your advantage going forward. You're on the right track, okay? So let's see what energies are working for you. I love this deck. This is the Yogic Path deck. The artwork on this is amazing, and the messages are... I love this. I'm obsessed with this deck. What's working for the pile 2? Samadhi. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oof. Some of you are getting way deeper in your meditation. Look at this person. The energy exchange that this person is experiencing as he's kind of levitating on top of the water. His sense of self has completely dissolved, and all that remains is light force. The ego has dissolved, and what all that remains is light force, and he's interacting as that light force with the expanded consciousness of his surroundings of the universe in Samadhi. Samadhi is the meditation state, the meditative state where the universe has a conversation with you in silence. So some of you are deep into your spiritual practice, and that's what's working for you. Keep doing this. If you keep doing this, the messages come. Look at the similarity between these two cards. There's so much violet, there's so much crown chakra energy here. For many of you are activating your crown chakra even. Also throat chakra. Many of you are writing these downloads somewhere. Maybe you are journaling. Or maybe you are on Instagram making those posts. Or maybe you are on YouTube talking about your downloads or whatever is going on in your life. You're accessing higher wisdom, and that's great. That's what's working for you. Ooh, of course. Lakshmi. Look at the artwork. It's amazing. I'm in love with this deck. Lakshmi, per the Hindu mythology, is the goddess of abundance. So thank you for coming in this reading. Whatever it is, whatever money related blockage you have from your passed on to you by your ancestors, the universe is actually clearing this out for you. And that's why you've gotten into this dark night of the soul, because you are supposed to clear this out, clear the karma out, passed on to you by your ancestors. There's going to be a drastic change in the mindset, and a lot of abundance is going to flow into your life through samadhi. Many of you are having, maybe seeing angel numbers like 8888, the number of abundance, you know. Maybe you are doing money manifestation. Maybe you're doing money affirmations. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's working because Lakshmi is here. So you're going to be abundant. It's only a matter of time. It's not even a matter of time really, because it's actually there's no linear time in all this. It's a matter of getting that click. The minute you get out of that blockage, drop that bond. The minute you do that and start moving with this, nobody can stop this. Lakshmi is here. She's here. Maybe you should Google about Goddess Lakshmi and do a Lakshmi mantra and recite that Lakshmi mantra for more energy, for more grounding and power into your affirmations and into your manifestation. And use her energy. It's available to you. She's around you. She's blessing you. She's blessing this reading. Even I claim her energy. Thank you, Goddess Lakshmi, for coming here. So you guys, I'm not worried about you. I'm not at all worried about you. Maybe some of you need to watch pile number 1, and if you watch pile number 1, then there is guidance in there how to maneuver your dark night of the soul. But this was meant to happen, and you kind of know that. You deep down, you know that you're supposed to go through this time to clear out the ancestral trauma and clear out your fractal lineage. And so you are very close to that fractal upgrade and getting your DNA activation, getting your initiation, and aligning your 12 chakras from 7 to the remaining 5 that are blocked out. Activating those means a lot of wisdom flows through from the higher realms into your awareness. So there's awakening, and there's a very smooth awakening at that. Okay? Because you know how to do it. Maybe this is not your first dark night of the soul, as I said. You've done it many times. In this present incarnation, let alone the other incarnations, in this present incarnations, you've done it many times. So you are kind of a pro at dark night of the soul. And if you think, oh, I'm not, what are you even saying? Well, maybe astrally, like in your sleep, you've been doing a lot of work, you know. Your spirit guides are very strong. So maybe they are helping you clear out those subconscious blockages, which is kind of spilling out in 3D. And so it's not going to be a very difficult ride for you. I'm happy for you. That's your reading, guys. I love you. Mwah. Mwah. Mon chéri. I love you. Mwah.